All right, we've all heard a lot about the millennial generation. I will admit I'm a proud millennial, so is my next guest. Millennials want authenticity in their purchases and in their politicians. And in politics, some critics say that millennials don't always put their opinions into action. David Burstein is here. We brought him on the program because he knows a whole lot about millennials. He's the author of Fast Future, How the Millennial Generation is Shaping Our World. He's also the founder and CEO of a group called Run for America. Thank you for being here.
Great to be with you, Poppy.
You and I have talked a lot about what millennials want, and not only from companies and how they're changing, I think, corporate America, but how they're changing politics. So talk to me about Run for America, because as I understand it, you've basically recruited people to run for Congress in this next election.
You know, it's really crazy, Poppy, because in America, we have a really sophisticated system for identifying the best and brightest to do just about everything except run for office. And we said if we ever want to have a political system that actually represents the future and actually represents this generation, we have to focus on recruiting people to actually run for office. So what we're doing at Run for America is actually bringing a generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, forward-thinking people into Congress, and we'll recruit them, train them, and they'll run their campaigns in 2016.
And you hope they'll get elected. You hope they'll get into Congress. Are you finding any pushback from them that some of them don't want to run for office? Because I've heard that from some CEOs, high-level CEOs, who I say, you sound like you're someone who's going to run for president, and they say, why would I do that? I can affect more change in the C-suite than I can in Washington.
You know, one of the challenges is that we don't necessarily see politics as the best way to make an impact today. And part of what we see our mission as to do is say, let's actually go out there and proactively tell people that you can make a difference, right? The amount of impact someone can make in Washington dwarfs the amount of impact you can make anywhere else. But when you look at the situation in Washington, we see a whole people not getting anything done.
So millennials make up about 25% of the voting age population. By 2020, they're projected to grow to 36%. Do you think that these demographics are going to ensure that millennials have a strong voice in politics, or do you think we need also a similar recruitment campaign for millennials to vote and to be more involved?
Well, look, if you think about it this way, when we market products, right, people don't say, oh, we made a bad product and we spent no money on marketing. It's terrible that people didn't come buy our product, right? The same thing is true in politics, right? We have a terrible product in our political system and our politicians, and we don't spend any effort marketing it. So I think part of what we can do is help show people some leaders that actually would make people want to turn out and vote.
Here's the thing. So we know that Hillary Clinton wants the millennials. We know that the GOP candidates want the millennials. We also know that they're likely going to raise the most money of any presidential campaign. We've heard the Clintons camp saying $2.5 billion. And I just wonder what your take is on millennials' reaction to that, because I think a lot of millennials have sort of an averse reaction to hearing about that amount of money from either party.
Well, I think, Poppy, it's not just true of millennials. It's true of people all over this country who think that why are we making this kind of investment in a system, again, that is not producing the kind of results that we actually want and hope. And I think it's a big challenge that this generation and whoever is president next is going to have to tackle in a really serious way.
Thank you very much for coming on the program. I appreciate it. Wish we had a lot more time to talk about it. We got a lot of breaking news to get to this hour. Thanks again. Congrats on the book, Fast Future, How the Millennial Generation is Shaping Our World. 26 years old, author of a book, CEO, total underachiever. Thank you very much. Good to have you on the program.